Hey guys, I'm going to show you guys how to add the figure 8 tabletop fasteners. Now, this is how I do it. I'm not telling anybody how they have to do it, but this is how I do it. Now, the guy I learned all my woodworking from, he uses the Z-clips, but this is how you use it. Because when I first started, I didn't have a tabletop or a biscuit joiner or a router, so I had to learn to do it with the figure 8s, and because of Forstner bit, which is this right here, and this is like, I think this is three-quarter Irwin, and it's been perfect. See that little point it's got on it? It's got a little tip, and you just now the only thing about these, just like with anything else, is I've run some of my stuff because I have got too close to the edge and busted it on through, and it tears the whole side of your table off. So be very careful when you're doing this. But you just want to take your drill, and I'll bring you closer in a second. You take your drill with the filter going and just hit it a couple times. Now I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll probably do one in the middle, so I'll do one on each. So I'll do one here. Just get it on the edge. Now I'm gonna do one right here. Just to give that gives the tabletop some stability. So you can, and then I'm gonna put one right here. If I get out of the shop, put one there, and then I'm gonna do 2 down here. Now, you see I did those on the ends, we'll do these on the ends. So I'm gonna do one right here. I'm gonna do one right here. Now that's all you gotta do. And it's going to be the same way on the bottom. It's going to be, you know, a couple holes right here, right there, and 2 in the middle. I always try to support my coffee tables more than I put 8 on my end tables, but normally I put 2 on each beam. This one I'm not, because the wood's a little thinner, but normally I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I put 8 on the top and 8 on the bottom. That just makes sure it's got plenty of, but bear with me a second. I'll bring you closer so you can see how I do it. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it by hand this time to show you guys how to do it, but I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna put it on here like this, and just bear with me because I'm looking through the camera trying to do this. I got another one right here. Sorry. I'll pick that up in a second. All right, so I'm gonna go like this. And now, like I said, I'm doing this through the camera, so just bear with me. But so, and you can take a drill bit and drill down in there. I mean, you need to put tape on it though, and so you can make sure you don't drill too deep, longer than your screw. Or you can use your impact. However, I just wanted to show you guys how to do this. That's why I'm using my hand. Okay, so let me hit it once with this impact just to make sure it's tight enough. Alright, I'm just gonna hit it 1. There, now it's locked down in there. And all that is just to show you guys there's another way to do it other than using the Z tabletop fasteners. Now, I gotta do this on all 4 corners, and then I'll show you guys how to get up from underneath and flip the table over and use it that way. I'm trying to do this one-handed. You wanna take your flag and just hold it barely drill, just enough to hit it, just to put a little tiny hole in. You never want to go drill too deep, and I want to stress that because it'll run your whole tabletop if you drill through it. And I have never drilled through it, but what I've done is when I'm hooking these right here on, you want to make sure that you angle it back, your screws. So if it's too, like these screws right here are too fat. So if you go straight down up against that, where that Forstner bit makes that, it'll bust out your side. So angle it down, like put it at an angle like that and stick it up in there. Or next time buy 5/8 inch regular skinny screws and they'll be fine. I didn't even check. Usually he gives me, but you see what happened, and I did this on purpose so you could see. I'll put a little wood putty in there for stability, but it's okay. It just started cracking. But I just want you to see that. So, you know, and that's what happens on 1x6 boards if you use a fat screw. So just be careful when you're doing it. That way you don't have any, you know, chip out or it rips. It'll literally, and if you get, another thing I wanted to show you with that Forstner bit, if you get that Forstner bit too close to this edge right here and you start pushing, see how it leaves a little, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. See, it leaves a little dip right there, a little divot or rivet or whatever, a little hole. It's, you know, to start. But if you get too close to that edge, it'll chip that whole side of that wood out. You'll bust your whole board out, and you will be upset. It'll literally. So when you're doing it, try to get back a little bit, and if you get back too far, the worst you'll have to do is take a chisel and chisel some of that out off the side, because it'll leave a circle. You know, like the bit, it'll leave a circle. And if it's too far back, you'll have to chisel off the side. That's it. I mean, that's the worst. If you come out too far though and do it, it'll tear your whole board up. Don't put a ton of pressure on it. Just let the bit and the drill do the work, because if you start pushing, you'll break that board right in half. I'm telling you from experience, and that's why I'm making this video, because the experiences I've had with the figure 8 tabletop fasteners, I want you guys to know. Because when I started, Matt Outlaw over at 731 Woodworks, he uses the Z ones, the Z tabletop fasteners, and I didn't have a router like I was telling you guys earlier, so I use these, and I like them. They move. See, look, they, no matter how tight you get them, let me stabilize my arm. They move for the expansion of the wood, so they'll move back and forth and allow you to, and they don't get loose. So you know, it's a good answer to a person that's just starting out, that can't afford the router and all that stuff to do the Z clips. So, and that's why I'm shooting this to begin with. They're quite inexpensive. They're about the same price as the Z clips. They might be a little bit more with the screws and all that, but you're trading that little bit more for, you know, the router. And with that, it's a little bit simpler. All you got to do is buy this Forstner bit. You can't really do it without the Forstner bit. And like I said, this is a 3/4 Irwin, and I'll list it in the bottom description. So if any of that stuff you want, you guys can go pick it up at Amazon. And it's actually, you know, it's a good little setup. I've been using them. I didn't switch to the Z clips. I haven't seen anything to let me know they're better. So it's really basically up to you. I'm just saying this is a way that I do it, because when I first started, I didn't have the money to buy a router and stuff. So that gives you a little something to think about. So if you're doing woodwork, you're just starting out, you're not trying to run out and get a router, this will keep it as cheap as you can keep it and still be able to do woodworking. All right, guys. Well, thanks. Have a nice day, and God bless. Okay, guys, here it is with the tabletop fastened down. It's a beautiful table. I mean, this customer lucked out. They got some beautiful tables. And one thing I want to say, this table doesn't wobble. That's just the wood underneath. But one thing I want to say, and see how good the tabletop's on there, it's on there sturdy, so it's not going to come off. But I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like with your fasteners on, and you know, it's gonna last them. You know, they got to be careful. You can't get on there and bounce, but it's pine, so you're not gonna want to bounce on it. You know, not on any furniture, but it's a good looking piece. The customer should be pleased, you know. And this was just a substitute for the Z-clips. You can use the figure eights and they'll work just fine. They'll last them for years. All right, guys. Well, like I said before, God bless and have a good day.